I want to do YouTube. I actually want to start dropshipping as well because I saw a couple of these TikToks, of guys retiring their parents by the amount of money they earn on dropshipping. But I've been going to the gym and just my bench PR isn't really going up, so I wanted to take my diet more and start bulking up. That's another thing. But my mental health has been suffering, man. Hamza told me I need to meditate if I needed to solve my mental health issues, so I need to kind of get into that as well. Now, these aren't my goals, but these are probably the goals of most of you watching or most people out there in the world in general. This is what, the average person's mindset is like when it comes to improving themselves. They think of all these things like, oh, I need to do that, then I need to do this, I need to do this too. You get my point. I often get, comments under my videos, how do you balance things like sports, college, freaking studying, YouTube, working on making money and all this stuff. And if you actually want the truth, it's honestly, it all just boils down to how much discipline you have. No, I'm just kidding. What you actually need is a big fat freaking slap around your face, bro. Like, you cannot balance it all. I've been saying it for a while now. Balance is B freaking S. I'm starting to I feel like balance is like the most hated word in our dictionary of self-improvement. I had this exact mindset early 2023 when I was just getting into college, thinking, oh yeah, sure, if I just work hard and, have a schedule, I could balance all these things out, sure. And eventually I found myself, a month later, literally going insane, trying to be perfect with 5 different things on my plate. And finally, I was sick of everything and I started to prioritize 2 main things that was the most important for me. And I'll put up the freaking progress picture somewhere here so you guys can see the changes. The truth is there's only 24 hours in a day, and ideally you want to be awake for 16 hours a day. Well, most people's sleep is messed up, so I don't really know about that, but ideally you want to be awake for 16 hours, and you can't spend those 16 hours splitting your energy mentally and physically. Physically is one thing, but mentally it's more difficult to split your energy across 5 different things and try to do everything as optimally as possible. It's like inevitable that you're going to be putting in half the effort for, if not less than half the effort for each and every one of them. And this is where you need to sit down and ask yourself, what are the most important things? What are your top priorities in life? And I wouldn't even say it's something you need to think about. It's almost like naturally you'll have an instinct inside you that, okay, this is what you're kind of gravitating towards. And you have to prioritize that 1 or 2 things at max. I say 2 because probably I'm kind of prioritizing 2 things, which is my YouTube and my fitness. And you have to just prioritize 1 or 2 things. If you do more than that, it's just not going to work out. And all the people that keep preaching on balance, you can balance this, balance out, it's the most nonsense advice ever. For the most part, even I used to believe it, but eventually I started learning about it and I experienced it myself. Like, damn, I freaking can't do this, because when I'm doing this, I'm neither able to give it all my effort and succeed in any of these, nor and plus after that, I'm wasting my mental energy on all these things either. So it's like neither am I progressing. And the worst part is I'm actually declining, because now, I'm fatigued and I can't do anything well enough, if you get my point. I feel like I kind of mumble jumble my words there, but hopefully you got my point. And the thing is, whatever your goals are for the current period of time, like I said, 1 or 2 things, it could change over time, sure, but the key is you need to do one thing at a time. You have to finish one thing first and then move on to the next. Let's just say you're reading a book. I don't know if there are people out there, but if you read half a book and then be like, yeah, I'll move on to this book for the week, and the next week I'll come back to this book. That's a stupid mentality. And that's the same thing you're doing with your life. You can't try to balance out all these things. People have this mentality that, or if I do all these things, I'll at least succeed in one of them. It sounds nice, but it's not nice. It's dumb. So yeah, prioritize 1 or 2 things and you should be good, very good. And if you don't listen to me, I don't know what to say to you, bro. You're just stupid.